Connecting to cloud. Okay, hopefully that's working. Alrighty, so how's if we, well, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, people are welcome to perform or listen. We do welcome our listeners. But if you got a song to share with us, what you do is I'll call on you in turn, and then we'll mute everyone else, because it just doesn't work if more than one person is playing, unfortunately. So the person will play, and when they're done, you can unmute yourself if you want to applaud or comment or say something. Does that make sense pretty much? Okay? Alrighty. So Stuart, I'm muting everybody.
All right, so I'm up, right? Okay, here's a song by Robert Burns, who was the greatest pop songwriter in the history of Scotland. And he kind of led a charge in the late 1700s, early 1800s for the romanticization of the Highlander, which quickly gathered steam throughout the Victorian era. Here's a song called Leesy Lindsay. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. To gang to the Highlands with you, sir, would bring the sore tear to my eye, and leave the green glens and the woodlands and streams of my own country. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. I'll show you the home of the red deer, on mountains where waves the tall pine, and as far as the bound of the red deer, ilka moorland and mountain is mine. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. 1,000 claymores I can muster, yoke of blade and the bearer the same, and when round their chieftains they rally, the gallant Argyle is my name. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lisa Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. There's dancing and joy in the Highlands, there's piping and gladness and glee, for Argyle has brought home Lisa Lindsay, his bride and his darling to be. His bride and his darling to be.
Woohoo!
Very nice, very nice.
You know, it makes you wish you could hear everyone else play. I was watching, Chip work away on the mandolin. I'm working away on the guitar. But something we've been playing around with is Alan Beck, who I don't see here today. Maybe he'll show up. And his daughter Allison did a couple of Swedish, a polka and a waltz. And he sent me the MP3, and I added a banjo part. So that's one way we can play together these days. So let's see. I think Chip is up next. So, Chip, I am muting everyone.
All right.
We are ready for you.
All right. Well, there are a couple other ways. There's a cappella. There's two programs, one called Jamulus, one called Jamkazam, that allow a little bit more, almost real time, but not quite. Nothing's as good as sitting face to face and playing music with your friends. So anyway, I've got my normal mandolin is in the shop getting a setup, so I've got this old friend out that I haven't played in a while, which is kind of nice. And I thought maybe I'd do a Reichman tune, John Reichman, who's one of my favorite mandolin players. This is a song that he wrote. It's in the key of D. Stuart, so get your D. There you go. You got your D flute out. This is called Little Pine Siskin, and a little pine siskin is a bird, a little tiny bird. And this was written by John Reichman out of California. Little Pine Siskin. Last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a charming little piece.
Right.
So, I think if she's up for it, I will call on Sandy next. Do you have a song to share with us? Let's see.
Yeah, I was trying to decide what to play. Right now I'm mostly a native flute player, and I compose
Okay.
my own songs, but I play native music too. I have played Celtic and all kinds of other music too in the past. I've gone through all the different genres, and right now I'm on Indian music, native flute.
Uh,
So I have a dance that I might play for you.
okay, great. We're up for anything. We do all kinds of music and we do poetry. But Sandy, I'm going to mute everyone, which will mean you too. And when you're ready to play, you can please
Okay.
unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm ready.
So I'm muting everyone.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Okay. So Sandy, we're ready for you to unmute and play when you're ready.
Unmute. I don't know if you can see this instrument. This is a native flute in the key of B, and it's got the little fetish is a bird on it. It's got leather and it's got some turquoise in it and some little designs in it. And I'm going to play it with one hand because last year I broke my wrist and I did a whole CD with just one hand. And so I have a whole bunch of cool songs. And then I'm going to, with my healing hand, I'm going to play a rattle, so because I can move it like this. So this is just a little song I wrote for the summer solstice called Dance of the Solstice. Here's a variation of it.
Yay!
Hope the rattle didn't round out the flute. Was it kind of balanced a little?
No, it was very good. Yeah,
good.
it was well balanced.
I
Unlike,
use a light rattle. Usually I play with the louder rattle, but on this Zoom it sometimes washes it out. So that was the original piece.
oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, my native flute was actually quite well in tune with your native flute, so.
Of course, the English penny whistle is his native flute, isn't it?
No, this is a, come on now,
Oh, I see. Yes.
come on now. Lakota.
Yeah. A flute with fetish. I'll have to get a banjo fetish. Okay. Mary Jane, would you grace us with a melody?
Well,
I am muting everyone. And now we're ready for you, Mary Jane, whenever you can unmute.
okay, I'm going to do Tumbling Tumbleweeds by Bob Nolan. I'm a roving cowboy, riding all day long. Tumbleweeds around me,
Hooray!
Thank you, Mary Jane. You'll be relieved to know I don't have a silly version of that one.
Well, yeah, that's good to hear.
Okay. Chris, you have one for us? Yes?
Let me unmute.
Okay, well, you're going to have to unmute again after I mute all. Here I go.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And now it's time for you to unmute.
All right, there I am. Okay, and Sandy, I enjoyed your Native American stuff. I was getting to where I could just about sing a few Sweat Lodge songs, and then the Sweat Lodge shut down. But I can't sing those in public anyway. Okay, for right now, I'm been fiddling Cajun music for years and years and years, and always told myself that eventually I would transfer my banjo knowledge, which is all mountain music, onto the fiddle. And it took me years and years. I was quite happy with Cajun music, but now I don't have any Cajuns to play with, so I'm trying to catch up on the Appalachian tunes. My trouble is that I love all the spooky stuff, you know, the old tunes with cross tunings and crooked tunes and stuff. I never seem to get around to the old war horses like Soldier's Joy. But anyway, I'm going to try a little U Piney Mountain. Oh, and if anybody's interested, this is in A, E, A, E. Here's a little flat. Here we go.
Yay! Hooray!
Alrighty.
I first heard that tune played by French Carpenter when we were kids. I think it was at the Covington Folk Festival. I'm not sure, but he's a West Virginia fiddler, and his family, or other fiddlers in that neighborhood, say that the Carpenters, other fiddlers had played songs with tunes with played tunes with songs to them, but the Carpenter family had tunes with stories. I don't remember the story for U Piney Mountain, but there's, you know, Shelvin Rock. And anyway, look up French Carpenter and the Carpenter family in general. They're beautiful.
Great. Okay, Jim, will you take a turn?
Oh, sure.
Alrighty, I'm muting everyone. So you may unmute and go when you're ready.
Am I unmuted? All right. Living on the road, my friend, was supposed to make you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit bold, horse as fast as polished steel, wore his gun outside his coat for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on a desert down in Mexico. No one heard his dying words. Ah, but that's the way it goes. All the federales say could have had him any day. Only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust that Pancho bit down south has ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. There ain't nobody knows. All the federales say could have had him any day. Only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. The poets tell how Pancho fell, left his living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, and so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the federales say could have had him any day. Only let him go so wrong. Out of kindness, I suppose. A few gray federales say could have had him any day. Only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose.
Yay!
I'm glad you did that one. Right before you sang it, my dog Pancho jumped in my lap. he was crying under my chair, and so I picked him up. He had surgery last week. He got attacked by a bigger dog, and so he's in the music room healing. And so he liked that when you said prayers for Pancho. I thought, oh, that's perfect. That's the name of this little puppy. I mean, he's an old man, but
Yeah.
so thank you. I love that song. It was pretty.
Okay, great.
I love that.
Jeffrey, are you going to make a contribution for us?
No, I'm just going to listen today. Thanks.
Oh, okay. All righty. And how about you, Yanni? Got something to sing, or are you just listening?
Just listening today, thank you.
Okay, all righty. So, Karen and Dave, you want to go together, or you want to go separately?
We'll do it together.
We'll do it together.
Go together. We'll all go together when we go. So,
Every hot
I'm going to meet you all. So, unmute somebody.
So this song is called Bold Riley, and it's supposedly derived from an old sea shanty, or it's also possible that A.L. Lloyd just made it up, but anyway, he doesn't cite his source, so it's all very unclear. But it's a pretty song. We like it a lot.
all day long. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly. And the northern wind it blows so strong. O'Reilly, oh,
Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, my darling.
well, come on, Mary, don't look round.
O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly.
Come white Sunday, we'll be drinking rum.
O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly.
Goodbye, my darling.
Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh,
We're outward bound for the Bengal Bay.
O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly.
Get bending, lads, it's a hell of a way.
O'Reilly, oh, goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. O'Reilly, oh, O'Reilly.
Yay!
Hey, you know, those harmonies you sing on that put me in mind of the Wattersons, of Yorkshire, yeah, of Yorkshire, anyway.
I'll accept a comparison to the Wattersons any day of the week.
Great. Okay. Is that everybody but me? Did I miss anybody? Okay, well, I guess it's me.
Was Leo going to do one, Terry?
Oh, Leo.
I'll just be listening today. I got some severe back pain going on. So
Oh, I see. That's why you're horizontal. Well,
David and Karen have another half to do.
oh, that's true. You want to take another half?
You want to do what?
You want to do 7?
Well, okay.
Okay,
This is
all right. David,
I'm
muting. And now you must unmute once more.
This is another one of our mashups, you could say, or mixtures. It's a newer one that I haven't presented yet. This is the first time other people have heard it. And the poetry is by John Keats. It's a poem he wrote called La Belle Dame Sans Merci, which exists in 2 versions, his original version and also a revised version by Leigh Hunt, but we're going to do the original version. The melody is an Irish air called Valentia Harbor or Oran na Lower.
said has withered from the lake, and no words sing. Oh, the night that dawns, so weathered and so woebegone, the squirrel's back is fur, and the harvest is done. I see a lily on my brow, with anguish moist and fever deep, and on my cheeks a faint rose has I know thy lady in the east, oh beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her hair was light, and her eyes were bright. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone. She looked at me as she did love, and made sweet love. I sat there on my blazing tree, and nothing else saw all day long. For sidelong would she bend and sing a fairy song. She gave me roots of red and honey wild and manna dew, and sure in language she said, I love thee too. She took me to her other wall, and there she wept and stifled sore, and there I shut my wild eyes with tears o'erflow. And there she loved me asleep, and there I dreamed of woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamt on the hopeless side. I saw fair kings and princesses, fair warriors, death fair were they all. They cried, Mother, none sons mercy, we have given all. I saw their scarlet lips when horrid warning they could write, and I awoke and found me on the hopeless side. And this is why I sojourn here, alone and holy rosary, though the sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing.
That was quite wonderful.
Thank you. It's another song in our repertoire that talks about mortals encountering the fairy folk, and they don't come off well in the end at all.
Yeah.
Encounter.
We could fill a whole session with those songs. I have a couple of them. Well, this is not about fairy folk. This is about mortals.
Hey, I'm gonna drop off. Thanks a whole lot.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, this is a song that the Stoneman family recorded in the 20s, and it's about two lovers and the two great human emotions, love and greed. And I'm gonna try something a little different on this. In my pocket here, I have 3 small musical instruments, and I'm going to try to play each one during the choruses here. Okay. Tomorrow morn I'll be 16 and Billy Grimes is drover. He's popped the question to me, ma, he wants to be my lover. And he'll be here in the morning, ma, he'll be here quite early to take a pleasant walk with me across the fields of barley. Oh, come on. Didn't figure with my shirt pocket being so deep. Daughter dear, you shall not go, there ain't no use in talking. You cannot go with Billy Grimes across the fields of walking. Just think of such presumption to that dirty, ugly drover. I wonder where your pride has gone to think of such a lover. Instrument number 2. Oh, mama dear, I must confess, though Billy is not so clever, a nicer beau could not be found in this wide world all over. Daughter dear, I must distress at your infatuation. To think of having Billy Grimes would be our ruination. Are you ready? I'll do another one. The nose whistle's always good for 2 songs. Until you get winded. Oh, mama dear, old Grimes is dead and Billy is the only surviving heir of all that's left, about 6,000 yearly. Oh, daughter dear, I did not hear your last remarks quite clearly, but Billy is a fine young lad and no doubt loves you dearly. That's all.
That was the Spike Jones version. All you needed was the rubber motor horn to finish it off. Come
Oh, I'll have to add to my collection. Write additional verses. Okay, well, we have come to the middle, and I need to take a little bit of a break, if you guys don't mind, and then we'll resume with Stuart. Okay.
I've got a question for the group. I really love that Pancho and Lefty song by Townes Van Zandt, but there's something about it that puzzles me, which is the connection of the first verse, "Living on the road, my friend," etc. What connection does that have to the rest of the song? Has anybody got any notions about that?
I've thought about that for a while, and I suspect that what it's supposed to mean is that's addressed to the only one of the two that's alive, namely Lefty, and is a way of saying, you know, you thought when you started as a young man that this was going to be a good road you were going on, but it's turned out to be a quite bad one.
Another possible explanation is that it's about Townes Van Zandt himself.
Well, that's certainly. Well, he certainly did wear his skin like iron, and his breath was as hard as kerosene on many an occasion.
I had a story that before that song was released, he was stopped by the police driving somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and he had to prove that he was who he said he was, namely a singer-songwriter. So he just sang the first version of that song right there to the police officer, who wasn't that impressed. But well, there you go. But you know, that song is like, it's one note per line in a chord progression. It's very simple. But I think Merle and Willie do the best combo on it. So.
Yeah. I happened to look at their video for that, and I had not realized, you know, Townes is all over that video. He's doing cameos in every sequence in that video.
Yeah. One of the many stories, most of the stories you hear about Townes Van Zandt probably are untrue, because he probably told them, but he had this phase where he had to write a definitive country song, so he did Tecumseh Valley and Punch on Lefty, then he could move on. So.
Okay, Stuart, you ready to do a song for us?
Yes.
Okay, I am muting. And so you may unmute and proceed, Stuart.
Okay. Yeah, I was noodling around this morning trying to think what would be a nice second song for this eclectic music group. And I came across this one. It's an Elvis song, you know, so it fits right in. But it's also done by everybody else. It's done by the Chicks when they were still the Dixie Chicks. And originally it was done by Chris Christopherson and Rita Coolidge in the early 70s. It's a kind of a country pop song. It's called Loving Arms. Beautiful little tune. If you could see me now, the one who said that he would rather roam, the one who said that he'd rather be alone, if you would only see me now. If I could hold you now, just for a moment, if I could really make you mine, just for a while, turn back the hands of time, if I could only hold you now. Oh, I've been too long in the wind, too long in the rain, taking any comfort that I can, looking back and longing for the freedom of my chains, and lying in your loving arms again. If you could hear me now, singing somewhere in the lonely night, dreaming of the arms that hold me tight, if you could only hear me now. Oh, I've been too long in the wind, too long in the rain, taking any comfort that I can, looking back and longing for the freedom of my chains, and lying in your loving arms again. I can almost feel your loving arms again.
Yay!
Very nice. Woohoo.
Purdy.
And now a treat.
Real pretty.
And now a treat. We're back to Chip. Are you ready for us, Chip? I'm
Yep.
muting. Okay. And we're ready for you, and you're ready for us.
All right, same thing as last week. Somebody mentioned Townes Van Zandt, so I guess I gotta do one that was unrehearsed here. I used to do this one with my daughter, actually. I think I've got a video somewhere of us playing this together. You'll recognize it if you're a Townes Van Zandt fan. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Well, the night's forlorn and the morning's born, and the morning shines with the lights of love. And you'll miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Ladies with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine, who would ill agree she's a sight to see and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Last chorus, everybody sing. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Yay!
Great.
There's a story I have to share about that song. Townes Van Zandt himself told this story, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but it's too good a story not to tell, even if it isn't true. He claimed that the way he got that song was this time he was living in Houston, and he got some sort of feverish malady, a flu or whatever, and it was affecting his respiratory system. So he was drinking a lot of really strong cough syrup, and he was sort of going in and out of consciousness, and he had a dream, and in the dream he was in a folk club, and he was on stage in front of an audience playing and singing that song. And when he woke up from his dream, he wrote it out, and that's where we got that song from.
Wow. I believe it.
I also heard that the line Loop and Lil agree. She's a sight to see. That Loop and Lil were two parakeets in a house he was squatting in North Loop in Austin. So there you go.
That was hilarious.
Terry, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just was not sure because obviously you can hear me and you can see me, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because with all these faces on my screen here, I don't see mine.
Oh, there's a setting that will, I forget where it is. Let's see if you can.
With me and Jim and Terry and you got a hard time telling us apart.
Yeah, that's right.
Brothers.
The big white beard. Yeah, called Sorrel. That's the one.
Yeah.
Somewhere in these settings, there's a setting that actually turns your video off, even though everyone else sees you.
Well, when I see a thing that says stop video and it's still going. It hasn't been stopped or anything.
You're fine there. Let me see.
Well, I don't really care about seeing myself as long as other people can see and hear me.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You're good.
I will research this and I will let you know. It's a little odd, yeah. But I know I've seen that setting somewhere. Maybe during the next song or something, I'll figure it out. Okay, and the next song would be Sandy. Do you have something for us? Are you still in? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm muting everyone. Okay. And you may unmute and begin when you're ready, Sandy.
Okay, if y'all like to sing along, I thought I'd pick a song that y'all know instead of one of my compositions. So a song that a lot of people like that I've played on other instruments, and I've just recently figured out the fingerings for a native flute, is Wonderful World, the one that Louis Armstrong made famous. And I like to listen to him play it and sing it. And I'm going to kind of, so if you want to sing along, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for you and me. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Sing along. I'll watch your voices singing and I'll try to do it here. Hold on. I think this, oops. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me get this. Okay, I got the notes figured out here.
Very
Yay!
nice.
Thank you. I didn't see many people singing, but I hope you kind of knew the words.
Oh,
It was great. Now, Chris, according to the Zoom Help Center, window that you can see there, you'll get a little menu, and at the very bottom it says Show Self View.
where?
Okay, I don't even know where I'm at to find that, but for me, it doesn't really matter right now, as long as y'all can see and hear me.
Yes, you see all the pictures of all of us.
No.
Hello.
Right mouse button.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you can.
Yes.
I tried to find a setting that would do that, but I couldn't. So.
Now I don't hear you, Terry.
He's not saying anything.
I saw his lips moving. Now I see his lips are moving.
You hear me?
Now I do, yes.
I don't know what's going on with you.
There's weirdness. There's weirdness. Well, I've got to get going, so can I play one more tune?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I guess I will then. Oh.
For some reason, your microphone is way up, very loud, but
Really?
maybe we can turn you down.
Uh,
Worry about it. We'll deal with it on our.
Don't add complexity. Let's go.
all right, let's see what I can do then. All righty, well, thing I love about auto harp is you can play anybody's music on it pretty much. And ¿Qué pasó?
Stuart is telling me that I forgot to mute everybody.
Oh, okay.
And now, Chris, you may unmute and begin.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Well, I thought I'd attempt a couple of contra dance tunes or old time tunes.
And you can
Start
play
off with.
yourself in the mirror, right? I mean,
I'm sorry. Okay, okay, but I thought I'd do a pair of them if I can. We'll see how I get through this. Needle Case followed by June Apple. So let's see what we get here.
Thank you.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, you come out okay?
Even though you couldn't see yourself.
Yeah.
Well, probably next time when you join the meeting, it'll just revert back to whatever it was doing.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Probably.
I see where it is.
Like,
I clicked something a while ago that took it from up top on the screen to the side, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
All right, Chris, listen. Hover your. Oh, you can't see your picture. Never mind. I see where to turn it off. Wait a minute.
According to the Zoom people, in order to remove yourself, you hover over your picture and right-click, and then you get a menu, and it says, "Don't show yourself," right? But then you're gone, right? So you have to hover over somebody else's picture and right-click to get yourself back.
Chris, Terry will send you an 8-page document tomorrow morning. So you got it. So.
Lovely. Well, as usual, I'll just call him.
That is probably the least intuitive Zoom feature I've ever heard of. The worst is that it says show self-view. What does that mean?
Well, folks, I'm going to have to leave.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh, wait a minute, is Chip getting ready to play?
Oh.
You're just noodling. Okay, we'll noodle on, and I'm going to have to cut out now.
Okay.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care. And we're backtracking here to Mary Jane, whose turn it was next, and now is. Okay?
Oh, it's my turn.
It's your turn, yeah. I'm muting everyone now. Okay. So when you unmute, it will be your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a Bob Dylan song. It's not one that's a real popular, but I always liked it. It's called One More Cup of Coffee. Jewels in the sky. Your back is straight, your hair is smooth on the pillow where you lie. But I don't sense affection, no gratitude or love. Your loyalty is not to me, but to the stars above. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below. And choose and how to throw the blade. He oversees his kingdom, so no stranger does intrude. His voice, it trembles as he calls out for another plate of food. One more cup of coffee for the road. To the valley below. Your sister sees the future chef, and your pleasure knows no limits. Your voice is like a meadowlark, but your heart is like an ocean, mysterious and dark. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below.
Hey, okay. So after Mary Jane, Jim, can you give us another?
All righty.
I am muting. And so unmute and proceed when ready.
All right. This is a trifle more pop country than I normally do, but I've always liked this as a simple story song. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window in the darkness. The boredom overtook him. He began to speak. He said, "Son, I made my life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. If you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a drink of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him a bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette, asked me for a light. Night got deathly quiet. His face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, better learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when it's sitting at the table. Time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret of surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Because every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So he turned back from the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You got never count your money. When it's sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Great. Okay.
Gambler.
Man, I think
That song won an award for best song because of its clever use of lyrics.
Yes.
Huh.
No, I think it's a good story song.
Yeah, clever lyricist. Yeah. Okay, I think we're back around to Karen and or Dave.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mute everybody, and then you guys can decide who to unmute. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, I'm going to do one, and then Karen's going to do one. We were watching this really interesting reality show on Netflix last night. It was all about arranged marriages among people of the South Asian heritage and the complications and the way that that sort of works. And it put me in mind of this song, which is about the opposite of the arranged marriage. It's an Irish song called The Trip We Took Over the Mountain. One night as the moon did illumine the sky, I first took a notion to marry. I put on my hat and away I did fly. You would think I had been in a hurry. When I came to the place where I often had been, my heart did rejoice when my darling I seen. I lifted the latch and I bid her good e'en. Will you come with me over the mountain? What notion is this that's come into your head? I'm glad for to see you so merry. 'Tis 12 by the clock and the old one's in bed. Speak low or my mammy will hear ye. If I am jesting, then jesting is true. I've courted 12 months and I think that should do. This very night I'll be married with you if you'll come with me over the mountain. If I were to make an elopement with you, I might put myself in great danger. The neighbors would tittle and censure us too. My parents would frown and no wonder. Let them all tittle and censure away. Consult with yourself for it's growing near day. I don't give a pin what the lot of them say. If you'll come with me over the mountain. I see you're in earnest, she said with a smile. Kind Providence be my director. I've love in my heart, I ne'er will deny. My sentiments seem to affect her. I'm using no magic or casting no spell. I'm an honest young man and I love you right well. If you'll not have me, dear girl, farewell. I'll go back alone o'er the mountain. She looked at me hard, she looked at me long. She trembled a little uneasy. Then, wiping a tear that appeared in her eye, she said to me, darling, I'm ready. Wait just a moment till I get my shoes. My heart gave a leap when I heard the glad news. How I flew to the door, said I hope she'll excuse my simplicity over the mountain. By this time the moon had gone down in the west. The morning star brightly was shining. It's then we pursued our journey in haste till we came to the altar of Hymen. With fiddling and dancing we spent the whole day. The anger of parents was soon blown away. Now we oftentimes chat when we've little to say of the trip we took over the mountain.
And that was great.
The whole song's kind of a flashback. I like that.
Yeah. You sang well through your cheat sheet. But it's a wonderful song. So I'm going to mute everyone again so you guys can, Karen can unmute or Dave can do whatever he does. And so we're ready for that.
This is on a completely different note. One of our favorite songs, which we learned from the singing of Bessie Jones from the Georgia Sea Islands. And it's called Turtle Dove Done Drooped His Wings. drooped his wings. Turtle dove done drooped his wings, done drooped his wings. Turtle dove done drooped his wings, went on side and tail to sing. Adam and Eve, do, do. Adam and Eve, don't you tell it to me. Me at the gate, don't you tell it to me. Sasa la sa do on sa 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 re. When I get to heaven, I know the. When I get to heaven, I know the rules. I know the rules. When I get to heaven, I know the rules. Slip on down to the bathing pool. Adam and Eve, do, do. Adam and Eve, don't you tell it to me. Meet me at the gate, don't you tell it to me. Fa sa la sa do on sa la sa re. On David's line. My name is written on David's line, on David's line. My name is written on David's line, going up to heaven on the wheels of time. Adam and Eve, do, do. Adam and Eve, don't you tell it to me. Meet me at the gate, don't you tell it to me. Fa sa la sa do on sa 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 re. Turtle dove done drooped his wing. Turtle dove done drooped his wings, done drooped his wings. Turtle dove done drooped his wings, went on side and tail to sing. Adam and Eve, do, do. Adam and Eve, don't you tell it to me. Meet me at the gate, don't you tell it to me. Fa sa la sa do on sa 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 re.
Great. I always loved that song. Bessie Jones, Georgia
Very
City.
nice. We got rain outside my house here. Just saying.
Just saying it's rain. Oh yeah, it's raining here too.
Nice. Need it.
We all report rain, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hurricane Hannah.
It's a Texas thing.
It's Hurricane Hannah. She just hit Padre Island.
Liz appreciates the report because we just realized we left things outside. I mean, sorry. I hate to leave. Yeah, it won't be a problem.
It's too late now. Right?
Too late. Stuart says it's too late now. Okay, she says it's not too late. Okay, so. Okay. So, one great Bessie deserves another. So here's a song performed by Bessie Smith, and we were doing Chip and Chris and Gary and I were doing sort of a biographical interview, and I remember this one from I guess I may have been 10 or 12 when I heard this on an old Folkways reissue of the original 78 done by Bessie Smith and a guitarist named Lincoln Conaway. So I've sort of transported it to banjo, but it's pretty much the Lincoln Conaway arrangement, and it's called Mean Old Bedbug Blues. That bedbug sure is evil, he don't mean me no good. That bedbug sure is evil, he don't mean me no good. Just like he a woodpecker and I'm a chunk of wood. how can a poor man sleep? When I lay down at night, I wonder how can a poor man sleep? Something's holding my hand, the other one is biting my feet. He's as big as a jackass, will bite you and stand and grin. He's as big as a jackass, he'll bite you and stand and grin. Call up all the other bed bugs to come around and bite you again. Yes, I got myself a wishbone. That bed buggy done got my gold. I got myself a wishbone. Bed bug, he done got my gold. Got myself a wishbone. Wish they cut their own doggone throat. Something moan in the corner, I try my best to sleep. Something moan in the corner, I tried my best to sleep. It was that bed bug praying, Lord, give me some more to eat.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay. Yep. Just another bug song. I don't know how many, but there's the boll weevil. Yeah, sometimes I think we should do one of these sessions and just do, everybody sing a bug song, everybody sing a...
Ain't no bugs
Whatever.
on me.
Yeah, ain't no
How in
bugs
the
on
old,
me.
the old folks say.
There ain't no bugs on me. Yeah, okay. Well, that's our usual 2 rounds. Unless somebody...
Before we
maybe
break
somebody
up,
has something to...
I just want to thank Karen for... Karen had a great insight on Facebook that in 1964, Paul McCartney wrote a Black Lives Movement song called Blackbird. Bird in English slang is girl. So and it was about some young women in Little Rock who were struggling with being viciously treated during that time. So Paul was ahead of his time.
Really?
Huh.
Wow.
That's Sir Paul to
Blackbird.
do.
That connection had not occurred to me.
That's
If
Sir
play
Paul to do.
Blackbird, if you want to hear that song. Do you want to hear Blackbird?
Sure.
I just
Yeah,
figured
you
that
wanna
out
sing
the
it?
other day.
Okay, let me mute and let you unmute. Oh, okay,
Okay.
Sandy,
As he
you'll
said
need to
it-
unmute yourself.
Actually, what I did was I figured out how to do a Blackbird on here, and then I did some listen to the birds that were singing when I was playing it outside, and so then I started echoing what they were playing, what they were singing, and so I kind of went back and forth. I did Blackbird, and then what the birds were singing. Oh shoot! Let me get this set up here. This is an A flute, A minor flute. of made up some of that.
Well, you made up well. That's great.
That's kind of Blackbird.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I like that little song. I have about 1 million songs.
So we've been around twice, but if anybody else wants to offer something up, we'll stick around and listen. Anybody? Well,
Don't want to close
in
with
that
a
case, till the next time. Next time will be Saturday.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, and don't forget the Celtic session, which is next Sunday, and I think you all are. Everybody will get an invitation.
Yeah.
So thanks, and see you soon.
Yay! Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me turn off.
Bye.
Mask up.